Welcome back to the channel The Coin Empire. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating coin collecting mysteries imaginable, a 1993 P. Washington quarter that some collectors believe could be worth an unbelievable $109 million under the most extraordinary circumstances. And while such a value would require a combination of factors so rare that it would be considered nearly impossible, the world of coin collecting has repeatedly shown that unusual mint mistakes, unexpected production errors, historical significance, and collector demand can transform an ordinary pocket change coin into a legendary treasure. Imagine finding a 1993 P quarter in an old jar of coins, a forgotten drawer, a piggy bank, or even in circulation and discovering that it possesses a unique combination of minting anomalies never before documented. The Philadelphia Mint produced millions of quarters in 1993, and most of them are worth only face value unless they remain in exceptional uncirculated condition. However, collectors know that every now and then a coin emerges with characteristics that separate it from the rest. One of the most desirable possibilities would be a dramatic double die error. A true double die occurs during the die manufacturing process and causes parts of the design to appear doubled. If a 1993 P quarter displayed unusually strong doubling on the date, inscriptions, and portrait details, it would immediately attract attention from specialists. The stronger and more visible the doubling, the greater the potential interest. Another possibility involves an off-center strike. During production, if a blank planchet is not correctly positioned between the dies, the design can be struck significantly off-center. A dramatic off-center strike that still shows the full date and mint characteristics can command substantial premiums among collectors. The rarity increases even further if the error percentage is highly unusual and visually impressive. Then there is the possibility of a wrong planchet strike, one of the most exciting categories of mint errors. Imagine a 1993 P quarter accidentally struck on a planchet intended for another denomination or even another country's coinage. Such mistakes are extremely rare because quality control procedures are designed to prevent them. Nevertheless, when authentic examples are discovered, they become headline-worthy collectibles. A 1993 P quarter struck on an incorrect metal composition could display unusual weight, color, thickness, and diameter, creating a coin unlike any normal quarter. Collectors are often captivated by these dramatic differences. Another factor that could contribute to extraordinary value is a brockage error. This occurs when a previously struck coin sticks to one of the dies and impresses its design onto another coin. The resulting piece can show a mirror image design that appears almost impossible to create. Brockage errors are among the most visually striking mint mistakes and often generate tremendous excitement at auctions. A full brockage example from a modern quarter series would be considered a major discovery. Equally fascinating are die cap errors, which occur when a coin becomes stuck to a die and continues receiving strikes. The coin gradually changes shape, resembling a bottle cap. Each successive strike can alter the appearance further, creating a one-of-a-kind collectible. If a 1993 P quarter exhibited a spectacular die cap formation while retaining identifiable date details, collectors would undoubtedly take notice. Multiple struck coins also rank among the most dramatic mint errors. These occur when a coin receives more than one strike while shifting position between strikes. The resulting overlap of design elements creates a chaotic and fascinating appearance. A quarter struck multiple times with significant rotation could become one of the most visually remarkable examples in the series. Another dream scenario involves a mule error. Mule coins are created when dies intended for different coin designs are accidentally paired together. Such mistakes are exceptionally rare because die preparation procedures are carefully monitored. Nevertheless, if a genuine mule involving a 1993 P quarter were ever discovered, it would instantly become one of the most important modern American coin errors known. The uniqueness alone could elevate its status to legendary levels among collectors. Condition also plays a critical role in value. Even without dramatic errors, coins preserved in pristine condition are highly desirable. A perfect specimen displaying flawless surfaces, sharp strike characteristics, and exceptional eye appeal could achieve premium status. Collectors compete intensely for top-graded coins because population reports often reveal only a handful of examples at the highest levels. If a rare error coin were combined with nearly perfect preservation, the result could create extraordinary demand. Historical context further increases desirability. The early 1990s represent an era before widespread internet coin searching transformed the hobby. Many unusual coins may have escaped notice for years, sitting unnoticed in collections and coin jars. The possibility that an undiscovered rarity remains hidden somewhere continues to inspire treasure hunters. Every year collectors examine rolls, bags, and inherited collections hoping to uncover a previously unknown variety. Die cracks, die breaks, and retained cuds can also add interest. These errors develop as dies wear out during production. Cracks may appear as raised lines on the coin, while larger breaks can create dramatic raised blobs of metal. Although many die cracks are relatively common, unusually large and spectacular examples can become highly sought after. A 1993 P-quarter displaying an extraordinary die break unlike any other known specimen could become a centerpiece in an advanced collection. Another intriguing possibility is a coin exhibiting a major strike through error. This occurs when foreign material becomes trapped between the die and the planchet during striking. The resulting impression can leave unusual patterns, missing details, or bizarre textures on the coin's surface. Strike-through errors vary tremendously, making each example unique. Collectors often appreciate these coins because they provide a direct glimpse into the minting process. Lamination errors present another avenue for rarity. Imperfections in the metal can cause layers of the coin to peel or separate. While many lamination errors are minor, a dramatic example affecting a large portion of the design can attract significant attention. The visual appearance often resembles peeling metal or missing sections of the surface. Such characteristics make these pieces stand out immediately. Some collectors focus on rotational errors, where the obverse and reverse designs are not properly aligned. While slight rotations occur occasionally, dramatic misalignments are much rarer. A quarter with an extreme rotation can become a conversation piece because the error is easy to demonstrate and understand. The greater the rotation and the scarcer the variety, the more desirable it becomes. What truly fuels the imagination is the possibility of multiple errors appearing on a single coin. Imagine a 1993 P-quarter struck on the wrong planchet, exhibiting strong double die characteristics, showing an off-center strike, and remaining in near-perfect condition. The combination would create a unique collectible that could attract worldwide attention. When rarity, visual appeal, condition, and collector demand converge, values can rise to astonishing levels. Media attention can amplify interest even further. Stories about valuable coins often inspire new collectors to search their change and examine old collections. As demand grows, significant rarities become increasingly competitive at auction. Wealthy collectors frequently pursue the finest and rarest examples available, driving prices upward. Although a verified $109 million sale would be unprecedented for a 1993 P-quarter, the excitement surrounding such a possibility highlights the enduring fascination of numismatics. Every coin tells a story, and every mint error provides evidence of a brief moment when the manufacturing process produced something unexpected. That is why collectors continue searching through rolls, bank boxes, estate collections, and pocket change. The next remarkable discovery could be waiting in the most ordinary place imaginable. A coin overlooked for decades could suddenly reveal characteristics that transform it into a numismatic sensation. Whether it is a double die, a wrong planchet strike, a brockage, a mule, a multiple strike, a die cap, an off-center strike, or an entirely new variety never before documented, the hunt remains as exciting as ever. The 1993 P-quarter reminds collectors that rarity can emerge from the unexpected, and that sometimes the smallest details can make the biggest difference. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look, inspect the date, study the lettering, examine the edges, and pay attention to anything unusual, because in the world of coin collecting, one extraordinary mistake can turn an ordinary coin into a legendary treasure worth a fortune beyond imagination. Next, 1994 P $quarter coin. Today we are exploring one of the most astonishing coin collecting stories imaginable, the mysterious 1994 P Washington quarter that some enthusiasts speculate could reach an incredible value of $100 million if it were discovered with the right combination of rare mint errors, extraordinary preservation, historical importance, and collector demand. While no verified 1994 P quarter has ever sold for such an amount, the possibility of a once-in-a-lifetime discovery continues to fuel the excitement of coin collectors around the world. Every year millions of people handle quarters without giving them a second glance, yet hidden among ordinary coins there can sometimes be examples with unusual characteristics that transform them from everyday money into remarkable collectibles. The 1994 P quarter, produced at the Philadelphia Mint, was struck in enormous numbers, making most examples worth only face value. However, collectors understand that rarity is often created not by the date itself but by unusual circumstances during production. One of the most desirable possibilities would be the discovery of a dramatic double die variety. A double die occurs when the die used to strike coins receives a misaligned impression during its creation, causing certain design elements to appear doubled. If a 1994 P quarter displayed strong doubling on the date, lettering, or portrait details, it could become a major numismatic attraction. Collectors spend countless hours examining coins under magnification in hopes of discovering such rare varieties. Another fascinating possibility involves an off-center strike. During the minting process, a blank planchet must be perfectly positioned between the dies. If it shifts before being struck, the resulting coin may show a portion of the design missing while retaining a blank crescent-shaped area. The more dramatic the off-center strike and the more clearly visible the date remains, the more desirable the coin becomes. Imagine a 1994 P quarter struck 40 or 50% off-center while still showing its date and mint characteristics. Such a coin would immediately stand out as something extraordinary. Wrong planchet errors represent another category capable of creating immense collector interest. In rare instances, a coin intended for one denomination is struck on a blank prepared for another denomination. A 1994 P quarter struck on a dime planchet, nickel planchet, or another incorrect metal blank would display unusual dimensions and weight. The visual appearance would differ dramatically from a normal quarter, making it an instant conversation piece. These errors are especially prized because they reveal a breakdown in the mint's quality control system. Collectors often pay substantial premiums for authenticated wrong planchet errors due to their rarity and uniqueness. Then there is the possibility of a spectacular blockage error. This occurs when a struck coin sticks to one of the dies and transfers its image onto another coin. The resulting piece may display a mirror image impression that appears almost impossible to create. Full brockages are particularly sought after because they provide dramatic visual evidence of the minting process gone wrong. A 1994 P quarter with a full brockage error would likely become one of the most talked about modern quarter errors in the hobby. Multiple strike errors also capture the imagination of collectors. These occur when a coin fails to eject properly and receives additional strikes. The overlapping images can create a fascinating appearance, with design elements appearing in several locations. A quarter struck multiple times while rotating between strikes could become an exceptional rarity, especially if the error remained bold and easy to identify. Every additional strike tells a story about what happened inside the coining press during those brief moments of production. Die cap errors are equally intriguing. When a coin sticks to a die and continues to receive strikes, it begins to stretch and deform into a cap-like shape. Over time the design can become distorted while the coin itself changes dramatically in appearance. Die cap coins are among the most visually unusual mint errors, and collectors appreciate them because no two examples are exactly alike. A dramatic 1994 P quarter die cap error could become a centerpiece of a major collection. Another possibility involves a retained cud or major die break. Dies experience tremendous pressure during coin production, and over time they can develop cracks or even lose pieces from their edges. Coins struck with damaged dies may show raised blobs of metal where the missing die section failed to strike the planchet properly. Large die breaks often attract strong collector interest because they are easy to identify and visually impressive. If a 1994 P-quarter displayed an enormous die break unlike any other known example, it could become famous among error specialists. Strike-through errors offer another path to rarity. These occur when foreign material becomes trapped between the die and the planchet during striking. Grease, cloth fibers, metal shavings, or other debris can leave unusual impressions on the finished coin. Some strike-through errors create missing details while others leave strange textures or patterns. Because every strike-through is unique, collectors often find them especially appealing. A dramatic strike-through on a 1994 P-quarter could generate significant attention at auction. Lamination errors also deserve consideration. Metal imperfections sometimes cause layers of a coin to peel away or separate. The resulting appearance can be dramatic, with sections of the surface lifting or flaking. While minor laminations are not uncommon, large and visually striking examples are considerably rarer. Collectors value these errors because they reveal problems that existed within the metal before the coin was ever struck. Rotational errors provide another fascinating possibility. Normally the obverse and reverse designs of a coin are aligned in a specific orientation. When a coin is rotated significantly from its proper alignment, collectors take notice. Extreme rotational errors are relatively uncommon and can command strong premiums, particularly when they occur on otherwise attractive coins. The greater the degree of rotation, the greater the collector interest tends to be. The dream scenario for many collectors involves discovering multiple major errors on a single coin. Imagine a 1994 P-quarter struck on the wrong planchet, featuring strong double die characteristics, an off-center strike, and pristine preservation. Such a combination would be extraordinarily rare and unlike anything most collectors have ever seen. Coins that combine several unusual traits often become legendary because their uniqueness sets them apart from all known examples. Condition plays a crucial role in determining value as well. A coin preserved in flawless mint state condition can command far more attention than a heavily worn example. Professional grading services carefully evaluate surface quality, strike sharpness, luster, and eye appeal. The highest graded examples often become fiercely contested at auction because collectors seeking the finest known specimens compete for ownership. If a remarkable error coin also achieved a top grade, its desirability could increase dramatically. Historical significance adds another layer of appeal. The 1994 P-quarter belongs to a period before widespread online coin searching transformed the hobby. Countless collections assembled during that era remain stored away in closets, safes, and drawers. The possibility that an undiscovered rarity still exists somewhere continues to inspire collectors to examine old coins carefully. Every inherited collection and every forgotten coin jar carries the potential for a surprising discovery. Media attention can also influence value. When a remarkable coin appears in news stories, auction catalogs, or collector publications, awareness grows rapidly. Increased publicity attracts additional bidders, and greater competition often leads to higher prices. Some coins become famous not only because of their rarity but also because of the stories surrounding their discovery. A unique 1994 P-quarter with unprecedented errors could easily become a headline-making sensation within the numismatic community. Another factor that contributes to extraordinary values is provenance. Coins with documented ownership histories connecting them to prominent collectors or important collections often command premiums. Provenance adds a layer of historical interest that many collectors find appealing. If a legendary error coin passed through several famous collections over the decades, its story could become nearly as valuable as the coin itself. Ultimately, the fascination surrounding a hypothetical $100 million 1994 P-quarter stems from the endless possibilities hidden within the minting process. Every stage of coin production presents opportunities for unusual events to occur, and when those events create visually dramatic and extremely rare results, collectors take notice. Whether the error involves doubling, off-center striking, wrong planchets, brockages, die caps, multiple strikes, strike-throughs, die breaks, laminations, rotations, or an entire. Next, 1989 D $quarter coin. Today we are diving into one of the most talked about and mysterious coins among collectors, the 1989 D Washington quarter, a coin that some enthusiasts imagine could reach an astonishing value of $98 million under the most extraordinary circumstances involving rare mint errors, unique production mistakes, historical significance, and one-of-a-kind characteristics. Before we begin, it is important to understand that most 1989 D quarters found in circulation are worth only face value or a small premium, but the world of coin collecting is filled with remarkable possibilities where unusual errors and exceptional conditions can transform an ordinary coin into a treasure sought after by collectors around the globe. The story of the 1989 D quarter begins at the Denver Mint, where millions of quarters were produced for circulation across the United States. Every day, minting presses struck thousands upon thousands of coins, and despite strict quality controls, occasional mistakes slipped through the process. These mistakes are what collectors call mint errors, and they often become the foundation of incredible coin discoveries. Imagine opening an old jar of coins and finding a quarter that appears slightly different from the rest. Perhaps the design is doubled, perhaps the lettering appears unusual, or perhaps the coin was struck on the wrong metal. Such discoveries have fueled the dreams of collectors for generations. The fascination with the 1989 D quarter comes from the possibility that an undiscovered example could contain a combination of rare and dramatic minting errors unlike anything officially recorded. One of the most valuable possibilities involves a wrong planchet error. A planchet is the blank metal disc that becomes a coin when struck. Occasionally, a quarter design may be struck on a planchet intended for another denomination. If a 1989 D quarter were discovered on a foreign coin blank or an experimental planchet never intended for circulation, the rarity could be extraordinary. Collectors often pay significant premiums for wrong planchet errors because they provide direct evidence of a mistake during the minting process. Another possibility is a dramatic double strike error. During minting, if a coin fails to eject properly and receives a second strike, the result can be a spectacular appearance with overlapping designs. The more dramatic and visible the second strike, the greater the interest from collectors. Imagine a 1989 D quarter displaying a perfectly centered first strike and a dramatically shifted second strike, creating an unmistakable visual effect that instantly captures attention. Such a coin would become a centerpiece in many collections. Equally exciting is the prospect of an off-center strike. In this type of error, the planchet is not positioned correctly beneath the dies when the coin is struck. The result is a design that appears shifted toward one edge, leaving part of the coin blank. Minor off-center strikes are relatively common among error collectors, but dramatic examples showing a large percentage of the design missing while retaining a visible date are much more desirable. A highly dramatic 1989 D off-center quarter in pristine condition could attract intense interest. Then there is the famous double die phenomenon. A double die occurs during the creation of the die itself, producing a design that shows visible doubling on letters, numbers, or other elements. Collectors carefully examine coins under magnification hoping to discover evidence of doubling. If a major double die variety of the 1989 D quarter were found with strong and unmistakable doubling, it could become one of the most celebrated discoveries in modern numismatics. The excitement surrounding double dies comes from the fact that they originate before coins are struck, meaning every coin produced by that die carries the same distinctive feature. Another possibility involves a dramatic die crack or die break. Over time, the tremendous pressure involved in striking coins can damage the dies. Cracks may develop and eventually produce raised lines on coins. In extreme cases, portions of a die can break away, creating what collectors call cuds. Large and visually impressive die breaks often generate strong interest because they reveal the physical deterioration of mint equipment. A unique 1989 D quarter displaying an enormous die break in combination with other rare characteristics could become highly desirable. Die rotation is another error that captures attention. Normally, the front and back designs of a United States coin align in a specific orientation. If the dies become improperly aligned, the reverse design may appear rotated when the coin is flipped. Small rotations are generally less significant, but dramatic rotations can be surprisingly valuable. A major die rotation on a 1989 D quarter could add another layer of rarity and intrigue. Collectors also search for clipped planchet errors. These occur when a blank is improperly cut from a metal strip, leaving a curved or straight missing section. Genuine clips display distinctive characteristics that experts can identify. A large and visually dramatic clip on a 1989 D quarter would make the coin instantly recognizable. The rarity increases further if the error combines with another unusual feature. Another fascinating category is the broad strike error. Broad-struck coins are produced when the retaining collar fails to contain the planchet during striking. As a result, the coin spreads outward and may appear larger than normal. Details can remain sharp while the coin lacks its usual rim structure. A dramatic broad-struck 1989 D quarter in high grade could become an impressive collectible. Some collectors dream about discovering a mule error. A mule coin is created when dies intended for different coins are accidentally paired together. Such mistakes are exceptionally rare and often become legendary within the hobby. If a genuine mule involving a 1989 D quarter were ever discovered, it would generate worldwide attention. The possibility is remote, but stories of famous mule coins continue to inspire collectors to inspect every coin carefully. Condition also plays a crucial role in value. Even without major errors, coins preserved in exceptional condition command strong premiums. A 1989 D quarter that somehow survived decades without wear, scratches, or environmental damage could receive a very high grade from professional grading services. Collectors often compete fiercely for the finest known examples of common date coins. When rarity and condition combine, values can increase dramatically. The hypothetical $98 million valuation often discussed in sensational stories usually depends on an extraordinary combination of factors rather than a standard coin. For example, imagine a unique 1989 D quarter struck on the wrong metal, displaying a major double die, preserved in flawless condition, and accompanied by documented evidence proving its singular status. Such a coin would represent an unprecedented numismatic event. The history of coin collecting is filled with examples of rare mistakes becoming famous decades after they were produced. Many important discoveries were made by ordinary people searching through pocket change, inherited collections, or forgotten storage boxes. This possibility keeps collectors motivated and enthusiastic. Every coin carries the potential for a story, and every unusual feature invites closer examination. Another factor influencing value is demand. Collectors are often willing to pay substantial amounts for coins that are unique, visually striking, or historically important. A coin with a compelling story can become a symbol of rarity and achievement. Auction records demonstrate that exceptional coins frequently exceed expectations when multiple bidders compete for ownership. The excitement of competition can push prices to astonishing levels. The 1989 D quarter also appeals to collectors because it belongs to the long-running Washington Quarter series, one of the most widely collected coin programs in American history. Millions of people recognize the familiar portrait of George Washington, making rare variations especially intriguing. Error specialists spend years studying subtle differences among coins, searching for previously unreported varieties. New discoveries continue to emerge because the sheer number of coins produced provides endless opportunities for overlooked treasures. Some experts focus on strike quality, examining whether design elements appear unusually sharp or weak. Others analyze mint marks, looking for repunched mint marks, unusual positioning, or other anomalies. Still others specialize in metal composition errors, weighing coins and comparing them to official specifications. Each method reflects the detective work that makes numismatics such a rewarding hobby. The possibility of a 1989 D quarter reaching an extraordinary valuation also reflects the importance of authentication. Professional grading and authentication services play a critical role in determining whether an unusual coin is genuine. Without expert verification, even the most impressive-looking error may struggle to gain acceptance in the marketplace. Collectors rely on certification to establish authenticity. Condition. Next, 1977 $quarter coin. Today we are exploring the mysterious and highly talked about 1977 Washington quarter, a coin that some collectors and treasure hunters dream could be worth an astonishing $94 million because of rare errors, unusual minting mistakes, unique production anomalies, and extraordinary possibilities that make it one of the most exciting coins to discuss. While the vast majority of 1,977 quarters found in circulation are worth only their face value of 25 cents, the world of numismatics is built on remarkable discoveries, and history has shown that rare minting errors can transform common coins into collectibles worth thousands, tens of thousands, and sometimes even far more. The story of the 1977 quarter begins during a period when the United States Mint was producing hundreds of millions of coins to meet the demands of commerce across the nation. Massive coin presses operated around the clock, striking quarters that would travel through banks, businesses, cash registers, and eventually into the hands of millions of Americans. Whenever such enormous numbers of coins are produced, the possibility exists that unusual mistakes can occur. Most errors are caught and removed before coins leave the mint, but occasionally a few escape quality control and enter circulation, creating opportunities for collectors to discover something truly special. One of the most valuable possibilities associated with a 1977 quarter involves a dramatic wrong planchet error. A planchet is the metal blank that becomes a coin after being struck by the dies. In rare cases, a quarter design can be struck on a blank intended for another denomination or even a foreign coin. Such an error immediately creates a coin that differs in weight, appearance, and composition from a normal quarter. Collectors are fascinated by these mistakes because they provide direct evidence of an unusual event inside the minting process. If a unique 1977 quarter were discovered on an incorrect planchet with exceptional preservation and documented authenticity, its desirability would increase tremendously. Another exciting possibility is a major off-center strike. During the striking process, a planchet must be positioned perfectly between the dies. If the blank is misaligned, only part of the design may be impressed onto the coin. The resulting piece can display a dramatic blank area while retaining enough detail to identify the date and denomination. Error collectors often seek off-center strikes because they are visually impressive and easy to recognize. A severe off-center 1977 quarter showing a large percentage of the design missing could command substantial attention from collectors. Equally fascinating is the possibility of a double die variety. A double die occurs when the die itself receives a misaligned impression during its creation. Coins struck from such a die may show visible doubling on letters, numbers, or design elements. Strong double die varieties have become legendary within the hobby because they are genuine varieties rather than damage occurring after minting. If a major double die 1977 quarter were discovered with dramatic and unmistakable doubling visible to the naked eye, collectors would likely compete intensely to acquire examples. The excitement surrounding double dies stems from the fact that every coin struck by the affected die carries the same distinctive characteristics, creating a recognized collectible variety. Another category of valuable errors involves double strikes. These occur when a coin fails to eject properly after the first strike and receives a second impression. Depending on the movement between strikes, the resulting appearance can range from subtle to spectacular. Some double-struck coins display overlapping designs that create an extraordinary visual effect. A dramatic 1977 quarter featuring a clearly visible second strike could become one of the most memorable pieces in an error collection. Die cracks and die breaks are also important possibilities. Minting dies endure tremendous pressure during production and eventually develop signs of wear. Cracks can form and leave raised lines on coins, while larger breaks may produce dramatic features known as cuds. These errors reveal the physical condition of the dies and provide insight into the manufacturing process. A large die break on a 1977 quarter could attract significant interest, especially if combined with other unusual characteristics. Some collectors dream of discovering a coin with multiple major errors occurring simultaneously. Imagine a 1977 quarter struck off-center, displaying a double die, and showing evidence of a dramatic die break. Such combinations are extraordinarily rare and could create a coin unlike any other known example. The rarity of multiple error coins often leads to intense competition among collectors because each piece represents a unique chapter in minting history. Another intriguing possibility is a broad strike error. Normally, a collar surrounds the planchet during striking to create the coin's proper diameter and edge. If the collar fails to function correctly, the coin may spread outward, producing a larger than normal appearance. Broad-struck coins often retain strong details while lacking a properly formed rim. Error specialists appreciate these pieces because they clearly demonstrate a malfunction within the minting process. A pristine 1977 broad-struck quarter could be highly desirable among specialists. Rotational errors add another dimension of interest. United States coins are designed so that when the coin is flipped in a specific manner, both sides appear upright. If one die becomes misaligned, the reverse may appear rotated relative to the obverse. Minor rotations are not uncommon, but dramatic rotations can be surprisingly valuable. A 1977 quarter displaying a major rotational error could become a standout item in an advanced collection. Clipped planchet errors also generate excitement. These occur when the blanking process cuts a coin incorrectly, leaving a portion missing from the finished piece. Genuine clips have identifiable characteristics that help experts distinguish them from damage occurring after minting. Large and unusual clips are especially appealing because they create a distinctive appearance. A dramatic clipped 1977 quarter preserved in high grade would certainly attract attention. Some of the most fascinating stories in numismatics involve discoveries made decades after a coin entered circulation. Collectors have found rare varieties in old collections, inherited coin jars, bank rolls, and even everyday pocket change. This possibility fuels the excitement surrounding coins like the 1977 quarter. Every collector dreams of finding an overlooked rarity that others missed. The hypothetical $94 million valuation often discussed in sensational stories reflects the idea of a perfect storm of rarity, uniqueness, condition, demand, and historical significance. Such a value would likely require a coin unlike any other example known to exist, perhaps featuring a previously undiscovered mint error, impeccable preservation, and unquestionable authenticity. The condition of a coin plays a major role in determining its value. Coins that survive with sharp details, original luster, and minimal imperfections often command strong premiums. Even common date coins can become valuable if they represent the finest known examples. A 1977 quarter preserved in virtually flawless condition for decades would already be impressive. If combined with a major mint error, the coin's appeal could increase dramatically. Professional authentication and grading are essential in establishing the legitimacy of unusual coins. Collectors rely on experts to verify that an error occurred during the minting process rather than as a result of post-mint damage. Certification provides confidence in the marketplace and often plays a crucial role in determining value. Without proper authentication, even a seemingly extraordinary coin may struggle to gain recognition among serious collectors. The enduring popularity of the Washington Quarter series contributes to interest in rare 1977 examples. Generations of Americans have handled these coins, creating a sense of familiarity that makes unusual specimens especially intriguing. When collectors encounter a quarter displaying dramatic differences from the norm, curiosity naturally follows. This combination of familiarity and rarity helps drive demand for significant error coins. Some enthusiasts speculate about the possibility of experimental strikes, transitional compositions, or undocumented minting anomalies. Although such discoveries are exceedingly rare, the history of coin collecting contains many examples of unexpected findings that challenged previous assumptions. The possibility of uncovering something entirely new keeps collectors searching and studying. Whether examining rolls of quarters, attending coin shows, or researching mint records, enthusiasts remain motivated by the hope of discovering a hidden treasure. The legend of a 1977 quarter potentially worth $94 million captures the imagination because it represents the ultimate collector's dream. It symbolizes the idea that an ordinary-looking coin could possess extraordinary characteristics hidden beneath it. Last 1987 quarter dollar coin. Today we are taking a deep dive into the legendary 1987 Washington quarter, a coin that some collectors imagine could be worth an astonishing $90 million because of rare errors, unusual mistakes, extraordinary minting anomalies, and once-in-a-lifetime possibilities that could transform an ordinary 25-cent coin into one of the most talked-about treasures in numismatic history. While it is important to remember that most 1987 quarters found in circulation are worth only face value or a modest collector premium depending on condition, the world of coin collecting has repeatedly demonstrated that rare errors and unique circumstances can elevate certain coins to incredible levels of desirability. Every year, collectors search through bank rolls, coin jars, estate collections, and pocket change hoping to uncover a hidden rarity that others have overlooked, and the 1987 quarter remains one of the coins that inspires endless curiosity because of the countless possibilities surrounding mint errors and production mistakes. The story begins at the Denver Mint, identified by the D Mint mark found on the coin. During 1987, millions upon millions of Washington quarters were produced for circulation throughout the United States. Massive coin presses operated continuously, striking coins at incredible speeds. Although quality control procedures existed to catch defective coins before they left the mint, the production of such large quantities meant that occasional mistakes were inevitable. Most errors were detected and removed, but a small number occasionally escaped into circulation, where they could remain unnoticed for years or even decades before being discovered by a sharp-eyed collector. One of the most exciting possibilities associated with the 1987 quarter involves a dramatic wrong planchet error. A planchet is the blank metal disc that becomes a coin when struck by dies. Occasionally, through a rare production mishap, a quarter design may be struck on a blank intended for another denomination or even a foreign coin. Such an event creates an instantly recognizable error because the resulting coin may differ in weight, size, thickness, or color. Collectors are fascinated by wrong planchet errors because they reveal a breakdown in the minting process that should never have occurred. If a unique 1987 quarter were discovered on an unusual or experimental planchet and preserved in exceptional condition, its desirability could be extraordinary. Another possibility involves the famous double die error. This type of mistake occurs during the preparation of the die itself rather than during the striking of individual coins. If the die receives multiple impressions that are slightly misaligned, the resulting coins may display noticeable doubling on lettering, dates, or design elements. Collectors often examine coins under magnification searching for signs of genuine double dies because these varieties can become highly valuable. Imagine a 1987 quarter displaying strong doubling on the inscriptions, the date, and key design details. Such a discovery would attract immediate attention from specialists and could become one of the most famous varieties of the series. Equally fascinating is the possibility of a major off-center strike. During normal production, the planchet must be perfectly aligned between the dies. If the blank is improperly positioned, only part of the design may be struck onto the coin, leaving a blank crescent-shaped area. Minor off-center strikes are interesting, but dramatic examples showing a large percentage of the design missing while retaining a visible date are especially sought after. A highly dramatic off-center 1987 quarter could become a centerpiece in any era collection. Another category that generates excitement among collectors is the double-struck coin. This occurs when a coin receives more than one strike because it fails to eject from the press after the first impact. Depending on the movement between strikes, the resulting design may appear overlapping, distorted, or dramatically shifted. Some double-struck coins are among the most visually impressive mint errors ever discovered. A 1987 quarter showing a bold and obvious second strike would immediately attract collector interest and potentially command significant premiums. Die cracks and die breaks represent another area of fascination. Coin dies endure immense pressure during production, and over time they can develop cracks. When a cracked die strikes a coin, the crack appears as a raised line on the finished piece. As the damage worsens, larger sections of the die may break away, creating dramatic features known as cuds. These errors provide a direct glimpse into the physical deterioration of mint equipment. A 1987 D quarter displaying a large cud or an extensive network of die cracks could be highly collectible, especially if the error is rare or visually dramatic. Some collectors dream about the discovery of a spectacular retained die break, where part of the die remains attached but creates a prominent raised feature on the coin. Such pieces often become prized examples of minting anomalies. Another possibility that sparks interest is a broad strike error. Normally, a collar surrounds the planchet during striking and controls the coin's diameter. If the collar fails to function properly, the coin may expand outward when struck, creating a larger than normal appearance with missing or distorted rims. Broad-struck quarters often display strong design details while appearing noticeably different from standard examples. A pristine 1987 D broad-strike error would certainly attract attention among error specialists. Rotational errors are another category that can add value. United States coins are intended to have a specific alignment between the obverse and reverse designs. If one die becomes misaligned, the reverse may appear rotated when the coin is flipped. While minor rotations are relatively common, dramatic rotations can be much scarcer. A major rotational error on a 1987 D quarter could significantly increase collector interest and contribute to a coin's rarity. Clipped planchet errors provide yet another intriguing possibility. During the manufacturing process, planchets are punched from large sheets of metal. Occasionally, an error causes part of a blank to be missing before striking. The resulting coin displays a curved or straight clip along its edge. Genuine clipped planchet errors exhibit specific characteristics that experts use to distinguish them from damage occurring after minting. Large and unusual clips are especially desirable because they create a striking appearance. A dramatic clipped 1987 D quarter in mint state condition could become a highly sought-after collectible. Some of the most valuable error coins are those that combine multiple mistakes on a single piece. Imagine a 1987 D quarter struck on the wrong planchet, featuring a dramatic off-center strike and displaying evidence of a doubled die. Such a combination would be extraordinarily rare and potentially unique. Collectors often pay substantial premiums for multiple error coins because they represent an unlikely chain of events occurring during production. Each additional error increases the coin's uniqueness and adds another layer to its story. The hypothetical valuation of $90 million often discussed in sensational stories usually assumes an unprecedented combination of rarity, uniqueness, condition, and demand. A standard 1987 D quarter is not worth millions, but the concept reflects the possibility of discovering a coin unlike any other known example. If a previously unknown mint error surfaced and experts confirmed it as one of a kind, collectors and institutions might compete aggressively for ownership. Competition at major auctions has repeatedly demonstrated that exceptional rarity can produce astonishing prices. Another fascinating possibility involves a coin struck on an experimental or test planchet. Throughout mint history, experimental materials have occasionally been evaluated for potential use in coinage. If a 1987 D quarter were somehow struck on a planchet connected to an experimental composition and escaped into circulation, it would represent a remarkable historical artifact. The combination of rarity and historical significance could make such a coin extremely valuable. Some collectors also speculate about transitional errors, which occur when changes in coin production overlap unexpectedly. While no famous transitional error is officially known for the 1987 D quarter, the possibility of an undiscovered example continues to inspire collectors to examine coins carefully. Every year, new discoveries remind the numismatic community that not every rarity has been found. Another important factor affecting value is condition. Coins preserved in exceptional condition often command strong premiums because so few survive without wear, scratches, or environmental damage. A flawless or nearly flawless 1987 D quarter would already be desirable among collectors seeking top-graded examples. If such a coin also displayed a major mint error, its appeal could increase dramatically. Professional grading services play a critical role in evaluating condition and authenticity. Collectors rely on certified coins because certification provides confidence that the piece is genuine and accurately described. Authentication becomes especially important when dealing with